A handful of players have made the matchday squad to play outside of the domestic competition, but none in the starting 11 as we take a look at Stanislav Chercheshov's starting 11 with the veteran Igor Akinfeev in goal. Three central defenders, Kudyepov, Granat, and Kudryashov. Samyotov and Kombarov make up the wingbacks. Three central midfielders, Glushakov, Zobnin, and Golovin, while Alexei Miranchuk is the attacking midfielder just behind Fyodor Smolov.
Smolov, the leading goal scorer in the Russian Premier League with Krasnodar.
A look at Chichi's starting 11 for Brazil, announced yesterday. No mystery in the 11. It's Alisson in goal, a back four of Dani Alves, Thiago Silva, Miranda, and Marcelo. Three central midfielders, Casemiro joined by Paulinho and Philippe Coutinho in place of Renato Augusto, usually starts alongside Paulinho. Willian, Gabriel Jesus, and Douglas Costa slots in for the absent Neymar.
And very, very interesting that Philippe Coutinho getting the start over Renato Augusto. It's not a demotion for Renato Augusto, but Chichi wants to try out a different tactic in the midfield, especially with no Neymar.
Alexandro was a late scratch due to injury, so the Shakhtar left back Ismaili gets his first call-up and a chance to debut today in Russia.
And that's a great honor for him, and I'm sure he would love to get an opportunity to get on. And if he left back position with Marcelo there, Marcelo obviously a lot of games with Real Madrid, he might be able to get in as a second half substitute and try to impress Chichi and make that final World Cup squad.
Both goalkeepers wearing the captain's armband today. Akinfeev for Russia and Alisson captains Brazil for the first time in his career. And again, the 15th different captain under Chichi in 18 matches.
I'm sure he is thrilled to have that honor. And it'll be interesting to see who wears it the next game. But as I mentioned, he's been rotating the captain's armband. Part of, I call it the psychological mastery that Chichi has on the squad and the understanding he has with the players.
There was former Brazil captain Thiago Silva, who's back into the back four alongside Miranda. Final checks for Alexei Kulbakov, the 38-year-old referee. Referee since the age of 16. Made his debut in the Belarusian top flight at age 23 as the ball rolls in the Russian capital at Luzhniki Stadium, the site of the inaugural match and the final of the upcoming World Cup. This is where Russia will kick off against Saudi Arabia, and today they play host to the five-time world champions Brazil, all in blue.
And you mentioned Thiago Silva replacing Marquinhos. It was the partnership of the M&M boys in the middle, Miranda and Marquinhos, that was very effective for Chichi in World Cup qualifying. So Thiago Silva with another chance to prove that he belongs in the starting 11 for the Brazilian manager.
Many of the Brazilians opting for the tights and the long sleeves today in the 36 degrees of Moscow. And again, the Russia side made up exclusively of players from the Russian Premier League. This is Dani Alves, shipped into the middle for Paulinho. Former Barcelona star with a current one. Alves now playing at Paris Saint-Germain with all of the domestic competition still to win for Paris, but no longer a Champions League. That's given away to Smolov. Pressure from Philippe Coutinho. And a bit of help from Douglas Costa, the Juventus winger, as it's out for a Brazil throw. Marcelo quickly back in.
Well, expect Brazil to dominate the possession in this game in the high 60s, low 70s if we want to put a percentage number on it. So it'll be imperative, it'll be important for Russia to be well organized defensively and try to cut down the spaces as best as they can and limit the touches that Gabriel Jesus gets in the area, because he is a lethal finisher.
And that was Marcelo looking for the Manchester City striker Gabriel Jesus. Goal kick for Akinfeev.
Mentioned Felipe Coutinho in the lineup, Douglas Costa in the lineup as well. And that man right there made it clear. He says Neymar is irreplaceable, but don't expect Douglas Costa to do what Neymar does. Douglas Costa is just going to be Douglas Costa. So we should see some pace down that left side for the Juve man, and creating opportunities, and how he's able to work with Marcelo down that left side is going to be important as well.
And Costa, who has worked his way in, is pretty much a regular starter now for Max Allegri at Juventus, as Juve go for a unprecedented 7th consecutive Scudetto in Serie A. There's the new coach, Cherchesov. appointed in August of 2016 after a disappointing European campaign in France. Not a ton of international experience. His best days were in the Ukrainian league, where he won the double with Legia Warsaw. There's Willian, the Chelsea winger, trying to get around his marker, Kombarov. It's given away once more to Russia as they take a direct approach. Nodded down by Thiago Silva, who finds Miranda.
And we saw Willian, Chelsea's best player, especially in that those two legs against Barcelona in the Champions League. If he gets loose, if he can get behind this Russian defense, it is going to be a nightmare for Akinfeev in goal. So they will have to make sure that they contain him.
And Willian, who has been a standout for club and country since the 2015 Copa America with Brazil in Chile. Scrambling back. Vladimir Granat.
Gigi has made it clear that Willian is going to the World Cup. He has solidified his place for the great tournament in a couple of months.
There's Dani Alves. Willian. Alves into the middle for Paulinho. Back for Thiago Silva, and the PSG captain sends it out to Miranda. There's an expectation that Marquinhos will get every opportunity to start at the World Cup for Brazil. Today it's the more experienced, or rather more veteran, Thiago Silva and Miranda who get the chance. Two that have not seen a lot of playing time side by side for the Brazilian national team. Alves scooped into the 18 for Gabriel Jesus. The flag stays down and saved by Akinfeev. And it's a late flag that does come up against Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus missing a little bit of time for Manchester City due to injury. Recently coming back, getting back into good form. Offsides there.
No, it was given as a throw-in. The flag did stay down, and that was very close. Another throw for Brazil.
Gabriel Jesus just getting his timing back.
What a ball from Alves over the top to find him. But beyond the reach of Danny.
We've seen Dani Alves do that pretty much forever since he's made his way to European football from Bahia.
Oh, he is onside. He's being kept on by Dmitry Kombarov. Akinfeev coming up with a save at the near post.
It's great control. That first touch was excellent for Gabriel Jesus, able to control it and turn. Just couldn't get a clean hit on it when it came to shot on frame, but this is what we should expect more of from Brazil in this match. Russia's going to have to play that back line, play those lines a little bit tighter. We see that Kombarov wasn't in unison. He wasn't in line with the rest of that back line. You can't do that consistently against Brazil.
There's Douglas Costa, some of the quickest feet in Serie A. Former Bayern Munich man. There's Dani Alves.
Douglas Costa just adding that athleticism for you.
It's a stride for Willian, who won't get there in time. It's a goal kick for Akinfeev.
It's still a little cold for Willian. He hasn't warmed up a little bit yet. 25th minute, I think he chases that down. Because he'd be a little bit warmer. But there's the opportunity by Gabi Jesus, and you mentioned Kombarov keeping him on sides. And Gabi Jesus, for all his youth, he's smart. So he's going to see the line. He's going to see who's offsides and toe that line, play it inch perfect, so that he can get better opportunities on frame.
I don't expect there to be no lack of running from the Brazil team today as they try to stay warm in Moscow. Without the touch for Russia. Thrown into the middle. They tend to play in a 5-4-1 against the bigger sides, Russia. And the one, this time is Fyodor Smolov up top, but you will see Alexei Miranchuk join him left. Willian cuts into the area on his right. Willian fires! And deflected just outside of the small area. Chased down by Thiago Silva. Sent back by Casemiro. Collected by Miranda.
To give credit right now to Kutapov and Granat. They're doing an excellent job of marking in the area, keeping an eye out on Gabi Jesus or Willian, whoever's in the area.
Paulinho. Lovely touches from Willian. It's Dani Alves who leaves it for Willian. And switch wide to Coutinho. Marcelo alongside. Coutinho. Marcelo. Jesus waiting in the heart of the area. Now Coutinho on his right. Coutinho fires. You can see it as he pulls it out of the air.
Russia will be content with those kind of shots from Brazil, keeping them outside of the penalty area. Lushakov, Golovin, Zobnin done a very good job of keeping Miranchuk to set up the opportunity. But Russia have looked dangerous when they make the right decisions and they're into